Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our April PTO meeting. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will start with Mr. Tennant's roundtable.
How are we doing, everybody? Things that I just want to talk about the roundtable, some things that happened at Faber first. I think good things are going on. Our third grade class worked on animal habitats, and they're building some really cool, we call bug hotels. They're hard at work in making this. We're trying to get the school eco certified now, between the aquaponics, the hydroponics, the planters, the compost. We're looking to get certified from the state on being eco certified. So it's a work in progress. It's going to take a few more things to reach the status we wanted to do, but that animal habitats is one of the parts to that that's important. We also are doing walk to school Wednesdays, where students are now, well, it started like last week, this Wednesday as well. Walk to school, they get a hole punch, and at the end of the whole cycle before NGLSA testing, they'll receive, I believe it's gift cards or gift certificates towards, last year was Rome Pizza. I'm not sure if it's Rome Pizza this time. But a great way to get kids out walking to school, which is very, very important. We also are doing things like called reading buddies, where we're having students take opportunities from other grade levels, come down and read to our lower students. It encourages collaboration, confidence, and a sense of community in the school, which is great. Some of the kids, you see them reading to each other, especially the older kids, younger kids looking up to them, and really showing an excitement for when they come to class. We were lucky enough 2 weeks ago for our 4th and 5th graders to send them to a climate summit at Rutgers University, where Ms. Gunther and Ms. Higgins had students present our aquaponics, hydroponics presentations to other schools that are starting those kinds of systems. I mean, I have to say, in looking at other elementary schools, that the stuff we're doing at Faber is just exponentially blows a lot of them out of the water. Some things are doing like gardens and things like that. When they found out we're doing a whole bunch of, planting and, the hydroponics and going across all grade levels and bringing restaurants in, and there's a wow for what we set up at Faber. So we're really, really excited about that. Next week on the 24th is Arbor Day. Along with our Denell and Shade Tree Commission, our first graders will be planting a tree out in the courtyard, which are, Mr. Budendistel, who's been doing it for years, comes in and presents about trees, the value of trees, the importance of trees, and as a grade level in first grade and the Denell and Shade Tree Commission together, they plant a tree, and this time it'll be in the courtyard. We've never done the courtyard before, so I'm interested to see how this goes. Coming up for dates, we have our NJSLA testing, which will start on Tuesday, May 12th, and run through Friday, May 15th. Grades 3, 4, and 5 on day 1 and day 2, which are the 12th and 13th, will be doing ELA, reading on the first day, writing on the second day. On the 14th and 15th, our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders will be doing 2 math units. This is a little bit different than we've done before. It is an adaptive test, the NGLSA this year. Curriculum Associates did the test before, and the state has changed over to a new company. I want to say it's called Calabria. I'm not 100%. That's what it is? Yeah. So the kids are going to take the test, and it's going to change as the questions get harder or easier, depending on how the kid does. It's the first time we're trying it. I'm not really sure it's going to go. I'm hoping it's going to go well. I know we did a practice field test in the spring or in the fall, which seemed to run well, with the students. So I'm interested in the data we're going to get from this. When we look at the iReady data from the winter, we see big growth in terms of reading and writing across the board, from what we call Tier 1 instruction, which is universal instruction. Kids have jumped from Tier 2 and Tier 3 up into those different tiers. So our NGLSA is the big kind of testing, and that'll take place the 12th to the 15th. The 19th and 20th of 5th grade only will take their science, 2 units of science on the 19th and 20th the following week. On the school calendar, we have At the end of this month, our third graders will do their Ellis Island trip, which we're extremely excited about. The 1st of May is the 4th grade field trip to Sandy Hook. And on the 6th, we have our 2nd grade trip to Turtleback Zoo, and our Faber Band and Spring Choir concert will be that night as well. Classroom updates, preschool for the month of April. They're excited to begin the new themes on pet vet. Students will explore such topics as grooming, adoption centers, vet clinics, pet bakeries, obedience training. In Ms. Keen's class, students will participate in special pet adoption day. It's part of the tools of the mind, which are as a curriculum for our preschoolers, which we're extremely excited about. Our kindergartners and foundations are working on digraphs, CH, SH, TH, WH, and CK. For ELA, they're continuing Module 4 on continents and begin to learn about countries and cultures. They started a butterfly unit in science and looking at 2D, 3D shapes in math. Our first graders are practicing spelling and reading words with silent E, and in math, they're learning different strategies to add 2-digit numbers. In science, learning about plants, the students are able to grow their own beans, and Mrs. Gunther comes in and does the enrichment class. Second graders, after studying life cycles of science, the 2nd grade is gearing up for a field trip next month to Turtleback Zoo, as I said. Foundations are working on vowel sounds, and in math, they finished up units on 3-digit numbers and exploring civil rights advocates and responding to injustice through Arts and Letters program, our new ELA program. Our 3rd graders are working to learn about immigration in anticipation for their field trip to Ellis Island. Students are also working on their cultural heritage projects, which they usually have their big festival come in May. Language arts are learning about arts through various texts. In 4th grade, ELA students are on Module 3. This is a social studies theme unit. Students are learning about different events, perspectives of the American Revolution, and reading both literary and informational texts about it. In ELA in grade 5, students are working through the eyes of young soldiers experienced through the Civil War and the loss of twin brothers in the war. Students will be examining questions. How does this impact people and forever change their lives? The module offers students a look at historical events through the Civil War at different points of view. In 5th grade, our 5th and 4th grade students are preparing for, as I said, the NJLSA testing, finishing up the last few topics as they continue to prepare for the next grade level. For science, they're getting the 3rd and final unit for each one as they go plan for their field trip to Liberty Science Center. And that's about what's going on in classrooms. We did have, I've talked to Mr. Andrano about this, we had 2 devastating losses, and I'm going to get choked up talking about this, over the past 2 weeks. We lost a preschooler over spring break. Her funeral was on Tuesday. A lot of teachers went. I went. Miss Moody went. Miss Van Ross went. Just show her support. It was in Irvington. It was just absolutely heart crushing. One of the worst days of my life. But it was great to see the community of teachers come together and really support that family. We also had a passing of a husband of a teacher just recently, and again, just absolutely crushing, unexpected. So we're going through kind of a hard time right now, but as I talk to you about this, it helps me, helps my teachers kind of talk about, the support systems we have in place, such as the PTO, and what we do with the families. We are planning some events later on. I don't want to really share the names because I feel like if they tell me to, then I'll do that. But just to know what we're going through. It's been kind of challenging the last 2.5 weeks, but we're getting through it because of, people in this community and what you guys do. So I want to thank you for that. And that's really it.
Thank you, Mr. Tennant. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Tennant?
Do we have a date for the 3rd grade cultural?
I don't have that
celebration
yet.
Okay.
No, but I will get it to you as soon as possible. So, I mean, it's more just on the state level in terms of how, we can talk about it at different, I want to say, presentations through the NJDOP, through Rutgers, who runs our grants and things like that. It really showcases off our work. What it means, I mean, it's a certificate, I know that, but it's our ability to present to other elementary schools and sharing to other elementary schools.
Faber was highlighted actually on the New Jersey Department of Ed's Facebook page. They had a picture of like Cody with the aquaponics and stuff. So it was really cool to read that article. I was like, wait, that's us.
Yep.
So.
it really brings it to the forefront what we're doing. And again, as I said, when we were at Rutgers, I can just tell you, like, what we're doing in favor is just mind blowing. I feel like so.
Yep.
We have to try this.
Lettuce, broccoli, all of that. Cilantro.
Yeah, Isaiah ate lettuce for the very first time in his whole life because of doing the aquaponics club.
Yes.
All my harassing did nothing.
Is there another farmer's market style thing planned, do you think, or
So
not
there's
quite?
another harvest coming. I believe it's the end of May after our state testing, which will probably lead to having stuff left over for something like that. Haven't really solidified any dates yet.
With everything going on. Okay, so we will start our PTO meeting. We'll start with our treasurer's report with Gwen and Jackie.
Hi. So you'll see March's report starts off with our storage unit, the fee going out for that, and then a lot of fundraising. So we had a ton of fundraising going on between Tricky Tray, the pre-sales coming in, as well as 5th grade Bag of Luck. We did a bake sale. You'll see money going out for table rentals for Tricky Tray, as well as towards the end of the report, you'll see the Sunshine Committee. We had a few celebrations that we sent out for, and then as well as purchasing some prizes for Tricky Tray. And more Tricky Tray pre-sales, as well as donations, and then prizes that we had to purchase for it. So that's about it for treasurer's report.
Any questions? Right. Can we get someone to
Do we have a motion to approve?
you two? One? Oh, there you go. Someone else?
Second.
Oh, there you go. Thank
And
you.
next, instead of moving all the way back to me, we can move to Jasmine with the approval of our March meeting.
Hi, mine's pretty easy. Any questions on the minutes? No? Okay. Motion to approve, please. Okay, thank you. You guys go.
It's every 30 days. So, yeah. That's fine.
Okay. Next up are our president's remarks. I think we'll leave the updates last. Actually, no, we could do them first. That's fine. So a couple of months ago, it had gotten brought up that maybe we should include a volunteer code of conduct in with our bylaws. It had been sent out, I think, in February. Last month, we didn't have the copies of it, but if everyone would like to take a quick look, because we would like to vote on it this evening. We would like to add this into our bylaws. And through some of the research, there are other PTOs who have this in their bylaws also. And basically, it's just, if you say you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability. We obviously understand that there are emergencies. Maintaining confidentiality, when we are in the school. We don't want to discuss student situations or share rumors while volunteering. Lead by example, maintaining professionalism. If anyone has any questions or any comments.
We should read the text of it.
Okay, I can read it out loud, sure. Monique, did you have a question?
The bylaws, are there any ramifications for breaking the bylaws?
Flogging.
Like, do you get like one warning, if you do it again, you get a second,
you
and
just
then you
get
get
flogged.
Come on.
No, sorry, that was not a serious
I
answer.
know it wasn't, but-
It's
Okay.
a formal, informal thing. It's kind of like it's out there, it's in writing, you should read it. And honestly, if we start seeing an issue, we could ask you not to volunteer. And if you volunteer, we could take you off the list and not have you volunteer.
It's sort of just like having a set of expectations. It's not really something where we expect to need
To use
to
it,
use it.
and we
But
shouldn't
if
have to
we
use
don't
it.
have it, then we don't have that tool if it ever becomes an issue.
You can't have the law that you have consequences of it.
Right, so if it's a repeated thing, I think is what says in
Yes.
here that
Right.
they'll not be able to
Volunteer.
volunteer.
Exactly.
In the
Okay.
future.
Yeah.
So it's more like, let's say that you're working book fair and there's a teacher that you dislike and you're talking negatively about them repeatedly. You know, everybody hears that kind of a thing. Or you're gossiping because your child doesn't like someone else's child and think, you know, we just put it in there to keep
Professionalism.
everybody
Right.
covered
If you're talking badly
of
about them, like,
expected.
at the school.
At the
or
school,
like-
At the school,
while
yeah.
it's volunteering.
I mean, in your personal life.
The basic idea is when we come together as a community to volunteer within the schools, to put on events, we want that to be a happy, positive experience where everyone in the school
What do you
feels
do when
welcome.
you're-
Behavior within- on
What
the-
you do on your
Right.
private life or on Facebook is up to you.
Yeah,
But if it's
we
a
are not the
PTO,
Facebook police.
right, if it's a PTO or school function, whether it's on the school grounds or in the school building, then it has to be, it should be where adults, professionalism, and
So we don't hurt anybody's
Right.
children's
and if
feelings.
it's a
And
repeated
you're
offense,
not
if
just
it's
the
right.
if it's something that comes up as an issue, then we will take you off the volunteer list and you will not be able to volunteer.
So we can go through and I can read through it. So our volunteer code of conduct. The Denellen PTO volunteer code of conduct outlines the principles, expectations, and values that guide our work. It reflects how we treat and support each other and provides a foundation for decision-making, collaboration, and leadership. So integrity first. Honor your commitments. When you agree to take on a task or responsibility, please do your best to follow through. The success of our events, programs, and overall reputation depends on promises kept. If something changes, notify an executive officer as soon as possible. Maintain confidentiality. Please do not discuss other student situations or share rumors while volunteering. Lead by example. Children watch how we behave. Treat all PTO members, school staff, teachers, administrators, students, and fellow volunteers with respect regardless of personal feelings or opinions. Maintain professionalism. It is okay to disagree, but always communicate politely and respectfully. Once a decision has been made by the group, support it, even if you personally would have chosen differently. Mistakes may happen, acknowledge them, suggest improvements, and move forward. Avoid gossip, blame, or negativity as it undermines the organization and community. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Then I think that we can take our vote at this time. All those in favor of adding the volunteer code of conduct to our bylaws, please raise your hand. Anyone who would like to, any nays? Any nays, raise your hand if you don't feel that we should be adding the volunteer code of conduct to our bylaws. And I was gonna say, anybody who wants to abstain from voting, anybody who's abstaining.
It seems vague on paper, but.
So then it appears that
Everybody
the,
get the general idea, but then it's gonna come up as an issue when someone actually breaks the rules.
It
That's
gives
why we
us,
have it. That's why we have
it gives us room to use judicious, like, if we're too prescriptive, then maybe our hands are tied in a way that we might not want them to be, but it gives us room to say, this is what we want. And, you know, it does spell out some consequences, so.
Well, it
Right,
could
well,
also
we could just say
depend
you
on
didn't
the severity.
uphold our volunteer
Right.
conduct, so therefore you cannot volunteer. But I don't think we've ever had such an issue, so.
Yeah.
so it looks like the majority are voting to approve, so this passes and we'll be adding this to our bylaws.
Usually we're begging people to volunteer.
Yeah.
So next up are our board nominations, which are closing at the end of today. Rebecca has been
Hi.
monitoring those.
Yes, so we have 15 people who have submitted nominations for the board. The submission period ends tonight. So if you have been dying to submit yourself or a friend, please take care of that today. If you try to do that tomorrow morning, you will find that the form has been closed. So yeah, the link was emailed out to everybody in the meeting reminder. I also have this handy little sheet with this QR code. So you can scan this and get your nominations in, okay? And we definitely want to have, a nice, diverse group of people being nominated. It just because, someone is currently in a position doesn't mean somebody new couldn't be nominated. We want to make sure that people feel welcome to participate. So I think that's all I have to say about board nominations. Okay, well, it's fine. The other thing I wanted to say is the Spirit Store. So we have another 2 weeks on the Spirit Store. Last time I checked, we had like 11 orders that have been submitted. So, we definitely have room for more. If you want to get your T-shirts and hoodies, I will send out a note tonight or tomorrow with that link again. We'll make sure that we post the link on the website and our Facebook page. Yeah, perfect. Just so everybody has the link to the store. We have the pajamas again. We have the sweatpants. So go in and check it out and place your orders if you want anything. But you have, I think it closes April 28th or something. I forget. 24th. Okay. So yeah, we're running out of time. So do get those orders in sooner rather than later. And then Faber School Supplies. So we're using the same company that we used last year. And here is, if anybody wants to scan the link in YouTube land, here it is. Ah, Heather did it yesterday. Was it easy to submit your order?
Was.
It was easy.
And my daughter really enjoyed last year having an empty book bag on the first day of school instead of a 20-pound book bag. So
yeah,
I was like, you know what? It's easy. I don't have to think about it. I didn't hear any complaints. So
I really wish we'd had it when Isaiah was going through elementary because he complained about it every year.
My daughter bragged about it last year.
Awesome.
She was like, is your book bag heavy? Because mine is not. All my stuff was shipped to my classroom. I was like, all right, walking advertisement.
Yeah. It is a really nice box. It's got, like Crayola crayons and markers and the Mead notebooks, like all the nice name brand quality items.
I just posted actually on the Facebook and the Instagram a reel, and there's a person who's unpacking, so you can see like it is good quality.
Oh, that's awesome.
Items.
I mean, it's not. It would probably be cheaper if you went to the store and bought it yourself. I'm not gonna act like it's the best value, but for the convenience of
last year, I
it's
priced
worth.
it out, and it was just pretty much the same.
I think if you go to the dollar store,
If you're
it's
like
going to
a
be
bargain
cheaper.
shopper.
If you go to like Target or something, it's
Yeah.
about what you'd spend at Target. So,
But not having to go to stores
oh my God,
or
yes.
think about school from now until September.
I just always hated standing in the store trying to figure out, like, was it the red folder or the yellow folder? Like the very specific colors of folders always irritated me. So anyway, the boxes have exactly what the teachers want. It's one click and you're done.
It
So
gets delivered to the school,
yes.
not to you at home. So it'll be in your child's classroom the first day of school.
And this one is not a PTO fundraiser. We're doing this at cost. So it's really just there as a service to all the families in the community. Okay, so I think that's it for school supplies. The only other thing I wanted to mention was the bake sales that we held for all of the families who lost their homes in the recent fires on Front Street and on New Market Avenue. We raised more than $800 for these families in total through 4 bake sales. So that means that all of those families got a nice amount of money. It's not going to replace everything by any means, but it's a really nice gesture that's going to, provide some meaningful support to all of these folks as they rebuild their lives. So I just really want to thank everybody who volunteered, who donated baked goods, who bought cupcakes and chips. It means a lot, and the families are really grateful to have your support. And doing this with the Carol Fund was really nice because they have this streamlined process for getting support to the families, and they really appreciated partnering with PTO in this way to provide more support. So thank you to everybody for coming out, and to Faber for being such a great host for all of our baked goods. So I don't think I had anything else on my end.
I don't either. So next.
Oh, actually, I do have one other thing. Sorry. I'm also on Rotary, so this is just a shameless plug. They're doing their pasta festival at Tim Kerwin's. If you like pasta and winning stuff, you can come and get a pasta dinner over at Tim Kerwin's. And all of the money supports scholarships for the high school seniors. So it is coming right back to the schools. If you're interested in supporting, I have some flyers and you can check it out. So, all right, I'm really done now.
So we are going to move on now to our Vice President, Heather, for remarks on our committees and what's going on.
Okay, so at our last board meeting, we talked about maybe for Family Fun Day Committee meeting towards the end of this year and mapping out the activities we want for next year, because a lot of times we don't get started till October. Then we all get busy with winter things and dances and graduations and trick or treat, and we don't really get that many family fun nights in. So maybe if we meet towards the end of this year and we say, here's the 3 or 4 events we want to have for next year, then at least we can make the reservations, pick the dates, book the whatever it is, and then, we actually get some activities going. So we're maybe adding that to the Family Funding Committee. So whoever's here this year will start working on the plans for next year. Whoever's there next year, towards the end of the year, will work on the plans for the year after that. So hopefully some more things will get done. 5th grade farewell is in motion. I'm on the email and Jasmine is organizing and emailing often. So everything's being voted on and planned.
Everything's finalized and voted.
Same.
Now we just have to.
Don't forget the Natas sales. They're
Yes,
selling
the Natas
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
We have gotten quite a few orders already. So thanks for that. And basically, hopefully we can raise enough money to give them the best.
It's $10 for a box of how many? $10 for a box of 6.
That's a great
than,
deal.
Yes, it is, because you go to other places around here, and for a box of 6 is $15. So you're getting $5 off.
When is the last day to order them?
The 27th.
The 27th. So you still have
A
a
week
week
and a half.
to order them. So please order your Natas.
And if you don't know what they are, just order them to try them.
They're awesome. They're awesome. That's all you need to know.
8th grade dance and promotion is not moving as quickly because I'm doing it and not Jasmine, and she's more organized than me. The t-shirt size order and the money for the 8th grade promotion shirts is due by Monday, because we are trying to have them in time for the 8th grade field trip so they can all wear their matching shirts. They're easier to find them on the field trip, and the printer takes at least 3 weeks to get it all done. So we're hoping if we have everything ready by Monday, we can send it out and it'll be ready in time for their field trip. So if you have not filled out the order form for your 8th grade shirt, please do so as soon as possible. It should be in your email. The DJ has been solidified. There is an 8th grade promotion dance committee meeting tomorrow at 7. Tomorrow at 7. The scholarship committee has met. They are reviewing scholarships. and interviewing soon.
Yeah, we've got, just a reminder, if you're getting a call from a unknown number.
Oh,
please
yes.
answer, because we've had not too many people answer. Kate just texted me saying, we've gotten 10 out of all the people that we've tried to contact, so hopefully. we've
So
got
tell your
more.
children that if they get a phone call,
Yes.
pick up, because it might be their chance at a $1,000 scholarship.
Check their voicemail.
Have you tried texting?
Yeah, the text apparently is not going through, because I don't know how it's getting blocked or something. So we
Oh.
kind of reached out to Dr. Bus to see and let the kids know. So he did let them know, just they don't come to the interview, they're not a potential.
I wonder if we can
scholarship.
send letters to the
So,
school to hand to the kids also.
Yeah, just to remind them, like,
Because-
"Ooh, gotta
With the
schedule
link
your
to
interview."
scheduling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great idea.
Dr. Best could send an email to the students.
Yeah,
Not that students read their email, but
Students don't read their school. That would have to
if
be
we,
done.
Their parents
if we
do, though.
call, if we call them, text them, send emails, send letters,
Then it's
and
like,
call their
it's not our
parents.
fault if
No
you don't
pigeons and
come,
smoke.
you know?
Carrier pigeons.
And it's
Yeah.
like, it's not our fault if you don't come. So, yeah, we've gotten, that taken care of.
Yeah,
So
because Monday's the
hopefully
day.
that gets cohesively done, but me and Kate are on top of it.
So if you
Because the
know a
interviews are on
senior or someone who has a child who's a senior, tell them to tell their kids to check their emails, their phones, or check with their guidance counselor, because they might have an interview for a scholarship from the PTO. Well, it's just you here, Mr. Tennant, so I'm just gonna remind you that we do save money for assemblies every year, so feel free to use it.
Yep.
I mean, I don't really need to tell you because it's more the other schools that don't really use it, but you're here, so. And Tricky Tray is almost here. They are working really hard. I have not shown up to most meetings because I haven't been able to with all the sports, but they have a lot of really good prizes. There's at least 10 that I want to win personally by myself. I'm probably not gonna, but I'm gonna try. It's the first Saturday in May, and it's, what is it, derby?
Derby.
Kentucky
So,
Derby, Kentucky
you know,
Derby.
dress in your fancy derby hat.
There's a prize, right? for the Derby?
Oh, teacher
That's
appreciation.
that, yes, couple of
Totally
plus
forgot about
hats
that.
again.
Teacher appreciation is the first week in May, which you're going to be here soon.
Yeah.
And we desperately need all the help. Yes, all the help that we can get. Donations, actual bodies of people coming to help set up and bring in all the food and items that we want to, say thank you to the staff and teachers for. It's 3 schools, and we try to say thank you to all of them. So if you're willing to donate actual food items, or if you just want to give money that you don't have time, but we can go buy something with it. If you have time to show up and just help set it up or clean up, please check your emails, because if you have not received an email already, you will receive one soon to volunteer for that.
I think everybody on the committee got
Yeah,
a
we
note.
got committee guys
Yeah, she
email, I
sent
guess
it
we'll
out.
open it out if there's not.
Okay, so if
We
you're
should
not on
send
the
it out to
committee,
the
you'll get it soon. What was I gonna say? Oh, Mrs. Portick is the chair, so you can always talk to her if you need if you have specific questions, or me, and then I'll just ask her, because she probably knows more than me. That's it.
And book fair.
Oh,
Book fair dates are
psych,
different. Sorry.
and also book fair. Book fair is the week of May 15th. So it's going to go the 15th and the week after, because the 15th is a Friday, and then it's going to continue the week after. So it is buy one, get one free. That's why we do it in May, even though it is a huge inconvenience with teacher appreciation, state testing, and every other thing under the sun, field trips.
Everything happens in
Because
May.
it's buy one, get one free, and we all know that we like a good deal, we are able to fit it in there.
And
So
there's going to be no tchotchkes. I just spoke to them yesterday.
yeah, so it is exactly what it says it is. It is a book fair. We are selling books. We are not buying pencils or posters or keychains or journals or little dinosaurs. We are promoting reading. So it is a book fair.
And thankfully, this year does not fall the same week as teacher appreciation, for which I am so grateful.
So that's another thing that will be coming out soon. The teachers have been signing up for their slots, so that way we can share those dates and times with you so you can sign up to volunteer when it coincides with your child if you want to, or just whenever you have time. And that will also be coming out very soon. Did I forget anything else? No? Okay.
Okay, thank you, Heather. And now we have Tracy, our other vice president's remarks on our parties.
The only thing I have is, like Mr. Tennant said, there's not a date yet for the third grade cultural heritage festival that they do. We would only need volunteers from the third grade PTO members for that. So the team leaders will get emails as soon as I get information. Just a reminder, I did have to send the Faber office a list of all the classes and all the PTO parents within those classes because the teachers were asking to start picking chaperones for their field trips coming up. Again, that's not a PTO thing. The teachers pick those according to who the PTO parents are, but we have nothing to do with the choosing, and I don't need to know who your teacher chooses. And then the only thing I have is towards mid to almost late May, emails will go out to start planning the end of the year parties for either the day before school ends or the last day of school is usually when they do them, but more details in May for that. And I just wanted to say thank you because these are actually that's actually my last party to plan because I will not be on the board next year.
Tracy's position is one of the positions
that are
is up. If
open.
you would like to help
You haven't
plan
been
and
here the last 2
organize and
meetings. I
coordinate
didn't know
everything.
She thinks she's leaving.
I am leaving. Because if I get a phone call from Rebecca in the next couple of weeks, my answer is going to be no. I will still be here as a PTO parent and still co-chair Tricky Tray. I'm never leaving until Kayla graduates in 4 years. So, and I'll be around for things and stuff. I'm just not going to be a board member.
And thank you for all of your wonderful years of organization and coordination. Next up, we have
Close to 7.
Next up, we have our teacher liaisons. We have Beth and Allison with us. Ms. Willoughby and
From the Faber and the special area teachers, Mr. Tennant didn't know this either, are doing an Earth Day activity next week. So we're doing all different lessons on Earth Day. And also we're looking forward to the Tricky Tray. The staff has been talking about it. Ms.
There's
Egan?
quite a few that are registered and some with their own tables. So encourage your coworkers.
at the book fair.
So here at Lincoln Middle School, right before spring break, we had our battle of the classes in the gym where 6th, 7th, and 8th grade competed in different events like tug of war and scooter races. Just to have a fun experience right before we go out on break where we know that everyone's going to be squirrely and lots of energy anyway. This was the second year we've done it. We took a little bit of time off during COVID, but we've brought it back and it was really positive. It was a good way for them to have fun and be with, their whole grade level as a team. We are having a book fair this week. Miss Travers, who is our 8th grade math teacher, she brought it back. It's been many, 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 many years, I've been told, since Lincoln Middle School has had a book fair. I know the kids were excited, even if maybe all they wanted to buy was the tchotchkes. The excitement was definitely there. So that continues, I believe, through tomorrow, and then we'll be packing it up. But it was exciting just to, try something new and see a way. And again, we don't have a school library on site, so just a way to get books in kids' hands.
It looks really cool if you walk by on the stage.
Yes, it's set up on the stage. So they're going during gym classes. And the nice thing also is that everything was done through e-wallet. So on our end, we didn't have to do any cash this year. So that was nice. We're going to be moving into state testing in 2 weeks with our ELA units. We have our 8th grade trip to I Play America coming up at the end of May. So they're starting to really build excitement about that and having the day out of the building together. And then tomorrow morning, we have an assembly with Chris Palos, and it's on bullying, anti-bullying, positive behavior, respect, and he's going to do some bike stunts apparently in the gym. So that should be a nice way to start our Friday morning. And that's all I got.
Thank you. And on the way back, we can stop Nicole for
for some fundraising updates.
Yes. So, I mean, we already talked a little bit about the fundraising that we did with the Bag of Luck for the 5th grade. That raised a lot of money for their class trip, right? Farewell. That's right. We had the Coffee Gram fundraiser again for the teachers.
The teachers
for
love that. I
yes,
forgot that.
yes, it is from what I hear very well received. We added a little bit more to it this time, give a little bit of different options for the teachers and staff. And that was across all 3 schools. And then, of course, we have our biggest fundraiser, the Tricky Tray. I already talked about it several times. We are nearing capacity, which is exciting. Yeah. I think probably the biggest since before COVID, right?
We're almost there, yep.
Yeah. So there's still time to get tickets.
And plenty of space still available too.
Yes,
so we're not
there
like,
is.
At max where we only have 10 seats left, but just get them in.
So tickets are still available. You can still pre-order some of the packages. Packages are only available by pre-order. You will be able to purchase tickets the day of, but not packages. You'll only be able to purchase individual tickets or sheets of tickets.
And our last day to pre-register and pre-order tickets, I think, is the 26th.
Or
4/26, because it's the week before.
Yeah.
So because then that gives us that if you did order on the 26th, it gives me time to get your tickets ready and labeled and everything.
Yeah.
And set up. So don't wait until the last minute.
Yeah. And we have been sharing some sneak peeks of the prizes.
Really good
We've
prizes.
got a 65-inch TV. We have a diamond bracelet. We have purses, PS5. We've the
Custom.
beautiful custom cornhole set that was done by Mr. Shimko and Mr. Roybal. Get your tickets. Come join us. Come have some fun. Wear your funkiest hat, and I think that's it. Okay, and over to Erica.
Yes, next is our marketing coordinator, Erica.
Yeah. So really simple, guys. Same thing I say all the time. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you see a post by us, a lot of times it's just getting that information out there. So if you can like it or love it, it just helps the algorithm keep it current for everybody else. It's just another line of communication because we know not everybody's on Parent Square or other means that we use.
Or even share it.
Or share it, yes. And if you haven't downloaded the Box Tops for Education app, please do so. There's directions on how to do it on the bottom of the sheet. If you use the referral code there, that's an additional 25 bonus Box Tops. That's $2.50, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's adding up. Right now, we're at 73% of our $500 goal for the year, which is great. So I think we'll get there by June. I think so. So just keep scanning. And if you have questions on Box Tops, just let me know. I can talk you through it. That's it.
So lots of exciting stuff going on. Please make sure that you're checking your emails and our social media to see exactly what's happening. Does anyone have any questions, comments, thoughts? Thank you. We also have to do our drawing. Does everybody have a ticket in the audience? So
All 3 of them do.
All 4 of them?
all 4.
4.
She's on the board.
Oh, that's right. Sorry,
yeah.
so sorry. So we're drawing a golden ticket for our Tricky Tray.
And a free registration.
And a free registration. So registration and a golden ticket. And what the golden ticket is that you get 1 ticket. If your ticket is pulled, you will get 1 ticket in every bucket. Hence why Nurse North got like 6 or 7 Taekwondo classes 1 year. Okay, Beth.
The last
the winner.
3 members are 944. Oh, come on. Blame Mr. Tennant.
Oh, yay! Okay.
Not me.
So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Oh, my new best friend, you got extra tickets?
That's why I have Mr. Tennant